Hello, I'm Rudolph Young. I'm back. In this segment, I'm gonna just go ahead and say uh, what I need to be said, and I'm not going to explain anything. But I also need you to make a donation to the Mount Vernon Rosenwald School Restoration Project GoFundMe. We have nothing else to give for that donation except we are giving this narrative, this video to the world, because it is not written anywhere else. It's not written anywhere else, and Black history is not told in this manner. And so, for the next 15 minutes, I'm going to just say what it says and won't explain it. First of all, African Americans are Hebrew Israelites. Not Jews. The European Jews call themselves Jews. That's because they are Jews. Jew means following the tradition and a citizen of Judea. Has nothing to do with religion. That's like saying, because I am a citizen of the United States, therefore my religion is called Americanism. America is not a religion. The Arabs claim to be Semitic people, like the Jews. The Jews are not Semitic people. We talk about those people in Israel. They are not Semitic people. And the Arabs are not Semitic people. Both of them claim to be Hebrew Israelites. Hebrew Israelites are black. And not only that, they converted to the Hebrew religion. The Hebrew religion is the worship of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, the Arabs got a different situation. They claim descent from Esau and the daughter of Ishmael to form a people called Edomites or Edomians. But they are Sumerians, not the Arabs are Sumerians. Okay? Remember the trial of Jesus? They had a party on the Sanhedrian Council. 40% of them were Herodians. And the Herodians by being on that council decrease the power of Antipas or the Herodian dynasty. And it also decreased the power of Pontius Pilate, who was the governor of Judea. The reason being that in a tribal system, if the elders are not told by the priest that the patriarch has deviated from custom and tradition, the patriarch would do what he wants to. Now, in the Igbu system is a democratic system. And it is governed by Igbu tradition and customs. The only function of the priest is to alert the elders if the patriarch deviates one iota from custom and tradition. And the elders have the option of imposing the Shaka Zulu solution. And you know what the Shaka Zulu solution was, what the elders did to him. They assassinated him. That is why the Igbus who came to Africa from Ur of Chaldees, because Abraham was an Igbu, and the Jews, and the Hebrews who came with him, because he was the first Hebrew, they were actually Igbus. Because in the Sanskrit language, they are called Hebrew, and in Ethiopia, that is the only country in the world who use the word Hebrew with an A-I for Hebrew. And Hebrew were Ethiopians and Igbus. Now, getting back to the apocalypse, these people were terrible from the beginning. And the only people that the Bible referred to coming from the north and raping and killing and all this kind of stuff were called Assyrians and the Ethiopians. And the Ethiopians defeated the Syrians and colonized Syria. In the Bible, it says that the northern kingdom was being harassed by the Assyrians, and King Taraka, which was a Egyptian king, invaded and got wiped out by the Assyrians. That didn't happen. Taraka, who was a Nubian, 14 years later he became king of Egypt. He invaded the country. He invaded the area called Levant, which is the same area which we call the Northern Kingdom of Israel. And he defeated the Assyrians. But the Bible goes on to say that that the Assyrians defeated them, defeated the army of Taraka, and eventually they came into the country and they took the people out, took the Israel people out, Israel, what you want to call them, Jews later, and put them in the city of the Medes, and brought Sumerians from Sumer, and that's the only time Sumer is mentioned in the Bible, and put them in Israel. And that's why the southern kingdom, that's why the Jews in the southern kingdom always hated Sumerians, because they were half-breeds. In other words, they came up there and they had to be taught the traditions of the Hebrew traditions and religion, all that kind of stuff. And they always said, they said that they ain't real Jews. And that's why Jesus came up with the Good Samaritan story. Jesus said, there's always good people in every group, you know. But then the Romans ended up appointing Herod the Great king of the Jews. In other words, bypassing the house of David. He wasn't in that line because he was a Sumerian. You see what I'm saying? And top it off, after he took over, he married Sumerian wives. Oh, you did that in that, you know that sermon you did? And when you talk about Herod the Great, he kept marrying Sumerian women and all that kind, and he had killed his brother-in-law and all, all that kind of stuff. And hated Jesus. Now get back to about the Sumerians. The Sumerians were Arabs. Arabs, when they had the trial of Jesus, these Herodians they wrote it. Well, I told you about that. But the thing of it is, what they were trying to do was get the Sadducees and the Pharisees and the Essenes, tried to get them to kill Jesus because Herod the Great failed to kill Jesus when he was a little 2 years old, a little crib. That's why they came up to kill every child of life. Okay? Son of innocent. Now, let's go forward to the United States. There was an African who came to the United States, escaped. He went to Fayetteville, and then he was captured and ended up sold to James Owens, the brother of the governor of North Carolina. We are talking about in the 10th district of North Carolina. Now, before I go, remember, make a donation to the Mount Vernon Rosenwald School Restoration Project GoFundMe. Thank you. Goodbye.